Today we have a Reddit info dump on AMD's upcoming graphics cards. What's up guys, Desktops Gaming here, and this just came across my desk. Let's get started with Navi, and wow, it's been an insane launch season so far. So actually in the last video we talked about how Nvidia partner model 3080 cards are having crashing issues. Well, today a Reddit user decided to dig deeper on BIGNAVI and post the Mac OS 11 beta code. In that update he found the power play tables for 3 of AMD Navi's 2X GPUs and some information about a Navi 3X GPU. Of course, a power play table doesn't give us the whole story, but it does give us some clocks, and if you remember the Navi 10 tables, the clocks are likely to be pretty close to what that is in that power play table. Alright, so let's jump into this. We'll start with Navi 21. This huge chip apparently comes in 2 variants, dubbed Navi 21A and Navi 21B. In terms of specs, we got the usual. You got 80 compute units for 5,120 stream processors. And for clock speeds, Navi 21A appears to have a max boost of 2050 MHz while only using 200 watts of power, and Navi B has a max of 2200 MHz at 238 watts of power. Dropping down to another chip, we have the Navi 22. This one is called Navy Flounder, AMD and their strange fish names. While it has considerably lower CU count at 40 compute units or 2560 stream processors, it actually does have the fastest clock setting in the frequency table at 2500 MHz. That's pretty insane considering it only uses 170 watts. Lastly, we have the Navi 23. It's finally been outed, and the chip variant has a max of 32 compute units or 2048 stream processors. Unfortunately, no clock information has been leaked, but at least we'll know that it'll have a 128-bit bus for what should be 8 gigabytes of VRAM. All the chips talked about so far would stick to using GDDR6, not GDDR6X memory, at least for the gaming market, since the memory clocks for them is at a maximum of 17424 MHz effective. You just take the U clock and you multiply that by 16 to get that number. Once again, that's the maximum. As for Navi 31, it has the same use max as Navi 21, but we don't have any extra information currently. And actually, if you want to double check all this information, the Reddit actually put together a tutorial, so go check that out in the link down below. We'll link it down below. Moving on, we have some info about some of their new upcoming APUs. Like I said, they'll have these similar graphics as Renoir, so it'll essentially be a refresh. But if we look at Van Gogh, though the first APU with Navi 2X inside, the leaks point at 8 RDNA 2 compute units or 512 stream processors. That's the same number of units and SPS as the Vega 8 equipped APUs, but given Navi's 2X reported IPC and its pretty incredible clock speeds, it's going to be a pretty nice chip. And last for APUs, there's Rembrandt. It would feature Zen 3 cores, a 12 RDNA 2 compute units for stream processors. That's the chip that is apparently going to be built on the 6nm process coming out in 2022. And as of shooting this, that's all the information the Redditor was able to gather through AMD's update. Don't forget, clock speeds are not final, though they can change, but most importantly, don't forget the value is king here. I mean, even if AMD is able to match the Nvidia 3070 or 3080 levels of performance, price will ultimately determine where customers flock. And if they're priced the same as Nvidia, but having the same performance, that's not where customers are going to go. Nvidia still has a much more robust feature set than AMD on pretty much all levels, including their new streaming features they debuted, and apparently Ampere is still superior in forms of ray tracing. But there's also availability factor. Personally, if they have the same raster performance and a price similarly, but I can actually buy an AMD card instead of waiting on Nvidia or waiting for stock to settle on those, I'd be willing to buy and test the first one I can put my hands on. Overall, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, comment if you want to talk about today's stories, or if you want us to do more of this style content. Remember, you can check us out on Instagram at Desktops Gaming, where we post all of our builds, and we take follower submissions to post their builds as well. Subscribe for more. See you guys next time.